Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel if you're returning. This morning we're heading over to a place called Moto Direct, which is one of the distributors where we get a lot of our motorcycle gear from. They've invited us down to have a look at something very special. So I'm here with my boss Phil to have a look at whatever these mystery items are. What we'll do, we'll...
Not really been given a lot of information, have we, other than...
Yeah, it's complete.
Come down, have a look. Keep you interested.
Yeah.
I've heard rumours of something being there before, and I'm not 100% sure whether it's... I've got an idea what it is, but I don't want to say it yet. It might not be, and I'll be really disappointed if it isn't.
Don't get your hopes up. It could be like a load of old single gloves or boots or something.
Old right-hand boots.
Yeah, right-hand boots.
I've had that before now.
But hopefully it's something good. What we're going to do is we're going to film it as we kind of open the container or crate or box or whatever they're stored in, and you can see as we do what we're getting. Catch you in a moment.
Joe.
Morning Phil, how are you doing? You okay?
Good, mate.
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm really good, thank you.
Good.
Ready for this?
Yes.
Come on, let's have a look. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
What are you going to find in here?
It's what we thought.
Exactly. This is going to be good. Let's see what we can find.
This is the good
Is this
stuff.
exactly what you thought it was going to be?
This is the good stuff. This is the stuff we've heard rumours about of existing, but never seen it before, so this is going to be...
So we get to unpack all of this
yeah.
and see what's in there.
Yeah. Some trick stuff. I can see a couple already that I'll be definitely trying to snap up. Cool. Like a barn find.
Yeah, fine.
Listen, I'll leave you to it.
Nice one.
Enjoy
Cheers.
taking yourself through this.
Will do.
Thanks, Joe.
Cheers, mate.
See you later.
Right, so Joe has just kindly brought us through to show us this palette of AGVs, which you can see here. And I think, as far as Phil's saying, these are some extremely rare, limited edition AGVs.
Rarer than rare.
Rarer than rare. Yeah.
This,
So what actual, can you see what we've got? Or?
yeah, I can see a couple that are, like for example that one there. That's the Corsa R. Sorry, Corsa, before the Corsa R. Which is the winter test 2015. So that's the one with that came with a beanie.
Right.
With the winter test one. It's the one that Rossi wore in Malaysia when it was about 40
The
degrees.
yellow and blue one?
Yes, yellow and blue. And it came with the yellow and blue beanie. And if you remember, Rossi had to wear the beanie. And it was like in Malaysia,
Even though it's
like
boiling hot.
ridiculously hot,
Yeah.
but it was the winter test one. But I doubt there's going to be a beanie in there, but there may be. Now, okay, that doesn't sound rare because they're available, but that, number one, on there.
Is that not just a post-it though, or is that?
No. If this is what it is, which I pretty much think it is,
Okay.
that is number one
Of.
edition. So
Yeah.
edition number one of however many there was.
Okay.
So it could be 2,500, could be 2,000 because the AGV do change it. But that's literally the first one off the production line, first sticker on number one.
Wow.
And looking at the other ones, some say number 46 on. So again, obviously the
Could
iconic
be-
number of 46.
could
that
be a number 46.
But let's get them in there.
Yeah.
Let's get them unboxed.
Yeah.
Let's have a proper look at them. And
Go from there. Yeah.
the AGV shows. Right, let's explain a bit what we've actually got here. These are unique helmets from Rossi's, and not just Rossi, there's some Iannone, there's a Morbidelli in there, but very, very unique helmets, and they aren't even number one of the edition or number 46. I'm going to start on the GP Techs, like the older ones. Some of these need no description as soon as I get them out, but I can see which one this one is. This is a GP Tech. And this is number 46 of, I'll tell you in a second. Ooh. And again, this is a very iconic helmet, and I've probably not seen one of these for a long time. The chicken, number 9. So, limited edition, this is number 46 of 3000.
Wow.
Never used, obviously never worn, never even tried on by the looks of things. A lot of these helmets, the boxes are what they've never ever been open. So very iconic, rare Rossi helmet. So what I'm going to do is stick that to one side on the table.
Go for it.
It's on the table. And then we're going to get another one. Right, this is a...
Are we going to have to put these away as we go? Because that's quite a lot of helmets.
Do you want to do like the GP Tech?
Yeah, should we do all the GP Tech?
Yeah.
And then we'll put them on the table. And then, does that mean we've got to wait till the very end before we get to the Pista number 1s?
Not so much. Do we just pick a handful?
I'm like a kid in a sweet shop.
Yeah, I am, to be honest.
I'd be literally going through every single one of these, finding my favourite one and going for it.
Right.
So, does it say on the box
Yeah,
what this one is?
it does. This is again another iconic Rossi helmet. I don't think there's a helmet that's not iconic, is there really? Everything has a meaning. Everything has a.
And the GP Tech was the Pista of its day.
Of its day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what Rossi wore, so Michele wore. It was the range topping AGV at the time. You ready for this?
What's the eye?
The eye. Look at that. Got Rossi's dogs on there as well at the at the back. But the Italian flag colours, green on one side, red on the other. And this one is number 46 of 2000. Wow, look at that. You forget how beautiful these were. This one as well, if you noticed, on the newer like Corsa and Pista, the vents were never painted, so the vents are just cut well on these. All the vents were kind of coloured as well, so the whole helmet design was pretty much exactly what he wore.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Do I get to do one now?
You do, but I want you to save. The bottom one and that one till last. So, them 3.
So I'm just straight away, just looking quickly at these, medium. I'm guessing a lot of these kind of, I don't know, would they have done a set size for a certain number or something like that?
Very possibly.
Or would they have rotated the number 1s and the number 46s to...
Looking at all of them, they're all in-house. So whether they're the first off the production line, because they might do the bigger shell first.
Yeah.
Well, not the bigger shell, but the medium.
A set size and then...
the large, yeah.
Yeah. So which one do I get to do? I'm not allowed to touch that one. Or that one.
Yeah. Can do. Depends how far we're going into this.
I want to do that one.
Do that one.
Is it sure?
No.
Faces.
This was pretty nice.
Can I just do this as well?
Yeah. Think how many years it's been.
How long has this been sat, do you reckon? What is it, 20?
Face, there's no date on it. So, face is GP Tech. It had been sort of like 08, 09, 2010 maybe. So, yeah, good.
You know the AGV colours way better than what
yeah,
I
well,
do.
obviously, before we were my Moto, we were the D store.
Yeah.
Obviously, the D store, we got all the first, if you like, of all the helmets that came through into the UK. And we didn't really have a choice on what we took. We had to kind of take them.
Just think that polythene bag went on in Italy.
Yeah.
And he's coming off here
I've never
with
been
me.
on since.
Yeah. Been hibernating all on years.
Right, look at that. Again, the storage behind all of his designs, and obviously the faces one, was his fans and stuff. It's mega lit.
Schwantz.
Yeah, it was part of his team as well that were in. It's family, friends, team.
Is that Neil Hodge? Still got the new smell though. It hasn't even it's not aged.
Again, all offensive.
Yeah, don't try it on. Don't try it on. So if I really like one of these, quickly stick it on my head and then it's mine because I've tried it on.
Yeah. Negotiate price afterwards.
Yeah.
So we don't even know if these are for sale yet. We've kind of been invited.
We've
down
just been,
to
so
look at them.
come and have a look.
Come have a look at them, and they might be selling, might not be.
It could be like an appraisal. They might turn around to us and go, "What are these worth?"
I'm hoping we are going to be able to sell some.
Wouldn't it be ace if we get gifted them just to put on display and have a display of these in the shop,
cool.
and then anyone could come and kind of
They might be open to that.
have a look at them,
Yeah.
even if it's just a temporary, you know, to come and see all the different colours from the yesteryear. Like Rossi's history, isn't it? Go on, your turn. Take your pick.
Do we stick with GP Tech? Right, man. That one. And again, you see the dust on there. This has probably never seen the light of day, this. So again, GP Tech. Limited edition. Number 46 of box down there. Careful not to drop it, otherwise I'll be buying it. Wow. The Wake Up, which is another one of legendary design. This one they did 2,500, and again it's number 46. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got again the dogs on the back. Oh, it's beautiful. So this would have been when he's on the Yamaha.
Yeah, because he started in the Yamaha in that old Titec, which I had, and that was, there was a year when Drudy didn't do his helmets and Starline did them.
Alright.
Robbo?
Yeah.
Robbo. So he did them, and I think it was only for a year or 2 years, and then he went back to Drudy. So, and that was when he switched to Yamaha, and there was the Tide design. I think the Tide and the Pista might have been Starline.
Right, okay.
I think.
So that's when they did
Check out the box. Yeah.
Boxes as well. Unfortunately, they don't last and keep the shapes. They do get a bit
Mugello on there.
battered. So this is what was known as the hands.
The hands. It's interesting to see, you know, between this, which was the Pista of its day, and then how the package of Pista GPR are now, the amount of stuff that you get in with those new helmets.
You think of all the delicate vents, everything now is about airflow and trying to get the air off the helmets. There's a lot of like bolt-on bits and pieces that can easily break off in a box, so you need to really pad them out. Not only that, things have moved on in the last 10-15 years.
Still got all the free stickers and instructions included. This is 46 for 2,000, so it's a small run.
So 2,000, you think they've got to go out to Indonesia, out to America, or the whole of Europe. Obviously, it's massive in Italy.
And how many fans that Rossi has, like worldwide?
So a lot of them are snapped up. So there are only a few coming to the UK.
I like the sewn in AGV at the back. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm.
You know, for an old helmet, they don't look old, do they?
I really like the Titec, because I had an old Titec, and it just fit-wise, it was just comfy. It was nice.
Yeah. I've got a Simoncelli GP Tech.
Yeah.
That we've got at the shop one up next to next to the Rossi ones.
Is that one my old Rossi? Is that
Your old Rossi?
Is it?
My old Biaggi.
GP Tech?
No, they were Q3.
Q3.
So they were like 90. I don't even want to say all, but
Yeah.
You won't want to wear one anyway.
No.
Put it that way. Right, let's get on. I'm excited to do this next one. I'm going to leave the box down there and just take it straight out of the bag.
We're going to need to book into a hotel and come back tomorrow to finish this up.
This is unbelievable. Like a kid at Christmas. Oh wow.
That is nice. That is nice.
Wow.
I don't remember that one. But
This
which
was
that?
ultra rare. Wow. This was a winter test, I think. Winter test 2010.
Yes.
He did, yeah.
In that colours as
He had
well.
the black and yellow weathers, didn't he?
Yeah.
At the time, so there was no other colour on it, just black and yellow.
Yeah.
In the winter test. That, yeah, they did 2,500 of these, but I reckon there's.
Have you ever seen one of them?
No, I've never seen one in the flesh. These have probably gone straight to collectors. And then, would this have been?
I'm
thinking
guessing
about it. 2010. This might have been like one of his first winter test helmets, really.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a thing back.
And looking at it, it seems like the winter tests have been done in smaller quantities anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's
the
2,500, but
2000s.
whether that was right or not, or whether they had lesser numbers, or whether it was shipped. Like I say, again, it could have been a handful coming to the UK, and could have been pre-sold before they actually landed.
Yeah.
Again, they tend to do that. They'll tend to wear it, and this actually wouldn't have been available. Say they did the winter test in, I don't know, November, December, January.
Yeah.
This wouldn't have been available till July, August, because it takes that long to get it through production. So by the time actually it landed, chances are they were all pre-sold. Another Drudy masterpiece.
He's not bad at designing, is he?
Is that right?
Yeah, I think this could, we could.
Oh, this box feels a bit.
Yeah, you gotta be careful getting that out of there. I think people would come to look at this collection if they were all out.
Yeah.
If you said that, Joe, from year this to this.
Yeah. Can you imagine owning all these and having this as a collection?
I could. I can definitely imagine that.
I can imagine. Probably worth more than the house. But
Yeah. We're looking for some new artwork for the walls, you know, brighten the house up.
oh wow, another iconic. Yeah, they're all iconic. I keep saying iconic.
They're all iconic,
They're all
yeah.
iconic. Aren't
I can't find it fascinating, and I saw this on obviously the 2 reps that I had, was how fluorescent the yellow is in some of the models.
Yeah.
Joe, the first one I had was really fluorescent,
they? Yeah.
and then it kind of went a bit more yellow,
Yeah.
like a really bright yellow.
But the problem with fluoro is, I mean,
Yeah,
these are kept because they've been in boxes. But the problem with fluoro, when you get sunlight, daylight, where
UV just
that kills it. Yeah. It takes it away from that. That's why with this you want it in a dark
Yeah,
room.
and I know with a lot of the helmet manufacturers, when they put a warranty on the helmet, it won't include the
No,
fluoro.
fluoro. No,
It's
doesn't matter how
the
much
one
black
thing that you can't.
goes on it. They just fade. Same as cars.
Yeah.
You've got to spend how many.
Well, that's why you don't get fluorescent cars.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
So we got any of the
Absolutely.
these on this side?
Any GP Tech?
Yeah.
No, not in number ones.
So all the GP Techs are the 40.
All the 46.
46.
Yeah. I heard a rumour that Rossi kept the number ones, and that could be true.
Ran for so long, and then
he had the number ones, or he had the original ones painted, obviously. But yeah, or there could be somewhere at AGV in Italy, or it could be another distributor across Europe. Very cool. So what's that? 7 GP Techs.
Yeah, 7
All
GP Techs.
All
All number 46.
number 46 of however many they made.
The question is, how many helmets will fit in my bags?
I think they're going to search us on the way out.
No, there's no getting away with this one.
Right, we're going to move on to the Corsas.
Right?
So this one's a Corsa Art Winter Test Iannone 2017.
So they're not all Rossi then?
They're not all Rossi, no. I think this is the Seagull one, but I can't remember. Oh no. The Winter Test Iannone. Ah. What goes that? Bit different.
Yeah.
Cool. See what's
Yeah,
on
that's
that.
nice.
Nice, we'll stay out to one side. Grab another film.
So,
Oh, that, right. Just to show you how rare that is,
Go on.
That's one of 1,500. So, super rare.
Super rare.
There's only 1,500 anyway. I mean, it's obviously super rare 'cause it's number one, but
They clearly
1,500.
did a bigger run of something they thought was going to sell
Yeah.
big. So Iannone, they probably thought they wouldn't get as many sales, especially if it's a winter test as well. Seems like some of the winter tests are done in smaller runs.
Smaller batches, yeah.
So rarity wise, that
Yeah, very rare.
could be super rare.
Yeah.
You talk about some countries not even, like I said before, not even having one ever in stock. Right.
Well,
So,
Phil.
am I limited to this at the minute?
You say what you want on top pile. Yeah, we looked
Oh,
at
did you read it?
Yeah, not for you. So some of these we've got ones and number 46s, haven't we? I think.
Let's carry on this side then. So this is winter test
What year?
2015.
Winter test 15. This is the one that might have a bubble line. It might not, or it should, but whether it did or not.
So what if it has got a bottle cap in it?
Well, the bubble light alone was selling for 100 quid on eBay when they launched it.
You weren't?
Let's have a look at that. I'll take that. Don't you worry about that. I'll look after that.
So, like you were saying about the fluorescent as well, the fact that this has got so much fluorescent yellow on it, but it's never seen the light of day.
Yeah, this one hasn't. To be honest, I've seen a friend of mine's got one of these, and he uses it
Right?
on track days and all sorts. And to be honest with you, it still looks like that. That's mega. So obviously there's that, and they did the beanie hat. Same colour.
Yeah.
And there's a story with Rossi where they did this as a winter test, but they were in, I think it was Indonesia or Malaysia, and it was like 40 odd degrees, baking hot, and they had to put the hat on for the camera and wear it, and could pretend it was like freezing, but it was actually sweating.
Back in it, shrink wrap.
For me, this is probably the most sought after and rarest helmet of them all.
You'd be disappointed if it's not what it says on the box.
There is that in it, but I can't. So far, we've not been let down, have we?
Not so far, no.
And again, it's got a 1 on it. And I think, when I was taking them out before, I think there's a number 46 as well.
Has this ever been in the UK?
Yeah. This came in, again, I think they were pretty much pre-sold before they came in. Or, I seem to remember that I was either a second wave of these, so whether they did like the first batch and then actually reorder a second batch. But every man and his dog wanted these. But even sort of as recently as the last year, the year before, I'm still getting asked for this helmet. And this was a 2000 and... it doesn't say on there. I think it was 12, 13, something like this. This is a Corsa. Yes, I'm a Corsa, not a Corsa R. So it's 2012. But you ready for this? This is a beautiful helmet. You'll remember as soon as you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah. Wow. Rossi Wish. Right, so I don't want to drop this one. Not that I want to drop any of them, but the camera, let's have a look at that. Do you know something a bit different with this?
Go on.
So it's got the monster on it.
Yeah.
You know from painting helmets.
I know from paint. Oh, I know from working with Monster that. Yeah.
So originally what they'd have done with it is they'd have paid Monster a licence fee before. I mean, Monster was still big back then, but they paid a licence fee, which Red Bull would never let you do. You could never paint a Red Bull helmet unless it was going to a Red Bull sponsored rider. It was just kind of the same with Monster, but Monster would pay a licence fee. But it was apparently extortionate. It was quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not extortionate, but a lot of money to use their logo. And I think this was probably one of the last one. There might be one after this where they put the Monster on it, but after that they didn't do it because they didn't want to pay that fee because it was obviously getting more and more expensive.
I know that there's, Joe, having worked with different helmet manufacturers, that having the Monster on it, yes, they've got to pay a fee, but Monster get the absolute final say on the design.
Okay.
If they're not happy with how the Monster is positioned,
Yeah.
then it doesn't go into production. So that's why you very rarely see a helmet with a Monster on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And like you say with Red Bull, they just don't do it. They just won't let them do it. So you see these kind of variations of the design to look like it's got the colours, but it isn't.
I remember seeing like the Pedrosas, for example. It looks absolutely nothing like what it wore.
Yeah, because they have to fill that whole gap of where the sponsorship was.
Exactly.
Where this, like you say, it's got that monster sponsorship on it, which
same on the front as well. Which again now,
yeah.
AGV 10 now. So if they do anything like an exact Rossi replica, they'll leave that space free. They won't put anything on it. So if you want to put your own sticker on, you could do it, I suppose.
Yeah, you see on a lot of them they have Rossi signature just at the front.
Yeah. Probably the rarest for me.
Wow. 2014 Pink Floyd 1987 Limited under license to Periscope Productions LLC. How cool is that?
That's cool.
Just the fact that they've actually had to put the license on it.
That is cool. And they made 3,000 then, so it's number one of 3,000. I'd never think they made that many, but certainly nowhere near. I mean, I'd probably say there's less than 100 of these coming to the UK. They just kind of flashed up, but it was like 1,200 quid. The guy wanted for it.
Right.
But it's probably, in all honesty, somewhere around there. I mean, obviously this being number one, like I say, 46 is sat in the box there as well, then, and
Plus,
number one.
they changed the AGV logo on the front of that because of the top
design,
graphic,
yeah.
Which again, you don't see that often.
No, you don't. Cool. Be careful, it's putting its back now.
What size are you?
Not medium large, unfortunately.
No, you're not.
No,
I am.
no. You reckon you could afford this?
No.
Exactly.
Just some overtime. That one. That's the earliest one, top one.
Oh, yeah, is that?
So this is a Misano 2014.
Oh, 14.
Do you know what it is?
Nothing's popping in my head, I thought it did, no.
That's the thing, the further back you go, I mean, to keep track of all the different graphics he's had, because you've got Winter Test and Misanos and everything.
Yeah, usually a minimum of 3 a year, 4 a year, because you've got...
Oh, you'll know this.
You've got Misano, Mugello, his standard one, plus then a Winter Test one. So it's 4 a year, so if you're a collector, it's can get quite expensive.
This is gonna, as soon as you see this, you'll be like, oh yeah. I can already see it through the bag. It's like cradling a baby. You ready to go? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it has the Monster on it. So again, it's the early ones when Monster were licensing the logos to be used.
See, that was kind of like the modern day hands, wasn't it, I suppose?
Yeah.
The gloves on the GP Tech, and then...
I actually think, I think I'd rather have that over the other hands, to be honest.
Yeah.
I could see how someone would want the other one, but I think this was kind of, I quite like this design. Yeah.
I think I've got a helmet pretty similar, no? One you did for me?
Yes, yeah, your custom lid.
Yeah.
That's a one of one.
One of one.
Each handprint is a different print.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the same handprint in a different colour replicated.
Yeah.
They were all in the same way they did with the faces. It was all
Yeah.
people he knew came and... And have a little mini display. And then take it all in before we box them up and have to walk away.
See again. Super iconic. That was the chrome one that they did. That was an absolute lot to do.
Yeah.
And when they did replicate this on one of the K1s, I think it was,
Right.
and they just had to do it in like a grate because they're doing that.
The amount of
chrome.
hassle.
Yeah, it was an absolute nightmare for them.
I know from doing my own paintwork stuff, anything to do with chrome is a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see here, the chrome is actually behind the black, where you can see the black there is a graphic, and you can see the chrome round the vent, because the only way to do that in this style is to have the whole thing done, and then everything else has to be overlaid on top of the chrome. So all of this honeycombing is actually over the top of the chrome, it's not the chrome breaks.
See, these were all hand done as well, so you can imagine every one of these is going to be slightly unique anyway when they did them.
Yeah. I bet the people who are doing the graphics would have probably hated the chrome, because it would have been so hard. It would be so easy to put a mark on something like one of these. And to get it to that kind of standard, even in production line, would be like a pretty tricky thing to do.
Right.
This was the whole Lorenzo era with the shark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was a whole kind of debate over, like, who's the shark supposed to represent? Because clearly the fish is Rossi with his pierced ear, but who was the shark?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Who was hunting him down? Well,
Was it all the younger generation?
It was the
kind of
aliens
coming
on it as
after him?
well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Lorenzo against Stoner, Pedrosa.
So we've got one of 3,000 on that, and this is probably the same. Oh no, number one of 2,000.
One of 2,000.
One of 2,000.
So that's what I didn't like doing them.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably so much hassle they
Yeah.
made it even more limited.
Right. Move on to the next one. Mugello, 2016. This isn't that old. I think we've redone this on a K1, I think. But again, it was yeah. The back. Kind of what I wanted myself when it first came out. The problem with these, when they're on the shop, you see them all day, every day. So for me, it was, although you like them initially, you kind of get bored
used
of
to
looking at them,
them,
but yeah, you get used to seeing them.
Something I didn't realise with these was the actual like blue pearl in the top of the writing.
Yeah.
You don't really see it. You think
No,
it's
you
just a
don't.
reflection,
Yeah.
and it kind of pings a bit.
So that's
Sticking
number
it
one of
closer.
2,500.
See that, the blue pearl? Let's see, there we go.
Awesome.
What's that, number one of?
2,500.
Close up with that.
Right, so
Right.
moving
So we're moving on to
Pista.
the Pistas.
And these
Yeah.
are all, I'd say they're all number ones, but it's not. This first one's a.
So we have got a lot of, quite a few of these in the 46.
Yeah,
as well as the
duplicated.
one.
So number
Yeah.
one and number 46 in a lot of these.
But this is the only one we've got,
Yeah, and this is a.
which is a 46. Yeah.
This is original Pista, so it's not the GPR or GPR.
So what year is this one?
14, 15, I've got a feeling.
Wow. Okay.
Original Soleluna.
Original.
So this was sort of like on the first pieces when they did the Project 46 and the Soleluna, so there's been both of these two basically. It's hard to kind of come to terms with it. That's like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like it was like yesterday when they released these.
It was only yesterday that he won at Donington on a 125 to me. And dressed up as Robin Hood.
That's how old we are. But yeah, I think he ran with this for 2 or 3 seasons. He didn't really change it much.
Something that was quite interesting about this helmet on the original that Rossi wore was some of the decals from the sun
Yeah.
ran over the top of that fin.
Ah, yes, yeah.
It didn't go under, and obviously because of difficulties in manufacture they must have decided to just do the under part. But
thing is as well, if you broke one of these and you had to replace it, then you're never going to get that sticker again.
exactly,
So
yeah,
it's,
yeah, it's
more convenience as well.
100%. And then this is first generation Pista.
First generation, yeah.
So I mean, they're just sorting out the production. They're not going to go into the levels of doing that.
No. There was
I mean,
a lot of focus on this helmet. They pretty much built this helmet around Rossi's head.
Yeah.
There was a big emphasis on it: lightweight, comfort, ventilation, aerodynamic. And you look at that shell now, and the shell's pretty much identical to what you buy today on a Pista RR.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
2022, 2023 model, and the shells are identical.
This is 46 of 1,500. So it's low numbers.
Yeah, very low.
Considering
It
you
was
would
made-
you would have thought they would have done a lot
Yeah.
more because it's Rossi's design on the
Yeah.
first Pista. It's going to sell well.
It was his main helmet, main design, should I say? Wasn't a winter test or a Mugello on.
No, yeah.
Which, moving on.
Yes. So should we put this to one side?
That's to
'Cause
one side, and then we'll
we've got everything else in
year order.
year order, but so we've got the winter test and special. So whether it be a Mugello or
Well, this
Misano.
one, I've got it This is a Misano 2016.
I'm on the winter test here. 2016 winter test. So both the same year.
You do yours.
This is definitely someone's had a look at this at some point because it's half out the bag. It's about as opened as this has ever been, or any of them have ever been, to be half out the bag.
This is the Snowman.
This is the Snowman, yeah. So. Probably all it's ever had is someone just go, oh, look at that. And then back in the box.
It's a cool graphic.
So you can see on, like, basically all of these helmets as well have still got the little bit of foam where the visor clips down, which is a good sign that it's brand new.
That's not even got an ACU sticker on it, so that's straight off the
Number
stack.
one of 2,500.
This one has been unboxed before, because it's not been put back in the bag. But I've got a feeling I know why, because I think someone at AGV.
Someone who likes that helmet
What's this
has had a
one?
look. Yeah.
This was known as the Blues Brothers, but again this was a Misano 2016, Home Sweet Home Misano.
What's interesting with this is that's a 2016. This is a 2016.
Ah,
In the winter, they're sticking on the old style fins, and then you've got the upgraded fin by the time you get to.
so that wasn't the Pro fin, was it? So they did the GP RR and there was a Pro fin on it, which is what you get now on the modern.
The longer, yeah. So
Slightly longer,
same kind of shape, but longer.
Yeah.
That's also got the chromed vents. In fact, this is great actually, it's a great example. Something that you started seeing on Rossi's helmets that you never saw on the ones that were for sale was this additional section on the back vent, that little extra step. That, and also the scooped front vents, was something that was being developed by Rossi and the race team that didn't make it through to the shelves until later on.
Yeah. They actually started doing this on the IRA. It was one of the main differences, and it was to stop the water coming back up on itself.
But if you kind of, Joe, when you were looking at the racing, anyway, if you're really into that kind of helmet stuff, you could see Rossi's was having these little changes done.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense because when you've got your head tilted down, with the original vent position, it was not really picking up any air because the vent was on that angle. So this little extra scoop was just pulling that air through. And this, one of
So
the
that was
coolest
really an RR before it became an RR.
It's not the actual Blues Brothers, it's Rossi and what's his mate called? His best mate?
Uccio.
Uccio. Oh yeah, there you go, Uccio. So it's those two who are pictured on the top.
Very cool. So this is number one of 1500. So again, a rare one, 1500.
Yeah. And look how Uccio's hand is actually cutting into the AGV on there as well. How cool is that? Just little details, isn't it?
So it is. Cool. Next ones.
Yep.
Oh, this is a bit different. Come to that one in a second.
Is that not Rossi?
No.
Ah, okay.
So I've got Winter Test 17.
I've got a Mugello 2017.
It's never been out of the box, this one.
Yeah, this looks the same as well. You've seen all the drinking tubes and things like that being included in the box as well.
Yeah, tear off pin lock, everything in there.
Yeah. Foam for packing in.
We'll talk about this one. The World Cup one.
I thought you meant, didn't you have one that was just a football?
Yeah.
I thought you meant that one. Is this the World Cup one then?
Well, no, maybe not then. There was a football one, and that is the World Cup one.
This?
And funny enough, oh yeah, the 469.
This is something special.
It is. Yeah,
Got Hayden's number on there as well.
I was iconic for two reasons. That one, it was the Rossi and the Italian World Cup kit. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Especially with the, like I say, the 469.
Yeah, the Nicky Hayden number on it as well.
The tribute. And this one we've got the winter test. And again, this was a bit of a tribute to Rossi's hometown, Tavuglia. You see there the Tavuglia name on it. And again, this one has the new style vent.
Yeah.
That they put on
the extra fin on the back.
The chrome vent. And scoops on the front.
So the change must have happened mid 2016.
Yeah.
To go into then that one and then.
Very cool. We'll move that way. And it's,
so what have we got here? I
This
can't
one?
even see because it's written on the other side.
I'll tell you what it is. Let's get out of the box.
Go on, you lift it, I'll take the box.
So it's the same year, 2017.
It's a bag.
So this is a Morbidelli World Champion. And this is a tribute to winning the World Championship in 2017.
There's a parrot, yeah. I've never seen that helmet.
Again, I think they're massively limited into the UK.
One of 1,500.
It's again a really limited.
It's a really deep kind of pearl blue as well. Almost
Actually,
looks
really
black.
nice colour, isn't it? With the gold writing on them. And then it's got the signature.
And the signature, yeah.
The crown on there. And the parrot's head.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we're now on to
2018.
2018 Mugello
And I've got the winter test.
winter test.
18.
You want to start off with winter? Winter always came first.
Did it?
Yeah, because you test pre-season
Ah, right.
and then Mugello was later in the year as a special one. I think that's what I'm going with.
Ah.
I mean, there's actually a video. The painter who does Rossi's at the moment is DID, but basically every single one of these dots was a dot of paint, and then once he'd done every single dot, he went round and had to put a black dot in the middle of every single one. So the original helmet was really ripply because it was just lumps of paint everywhere, and it was all on a darker base, so like on the carbon base. So to get a fluorescent yellow dot on that, it's quite a lot.
You got? Ah. Do you remember that one? That's a nice graphic. The
And
light in
look,
it doesn't really do that.
This is where we've now got
the pro then.
it's got that lip under there where it extends off.
You can really see the difference between that one and that one.
Yeah.
So this one let us pass through it.
If we get that, see, this was the original fin, and then it moved on to that one, which had the spoiler on it, and then onto this one.
And we still use this one today.
Yeah.
So
look at the difference in the depth of it at the side there where the screw is. That's really narrow, and then on that, it's quite deep.
So it's development also done wind tunnels and by Rossi.
Yeah.
All the AGV riders.
I mean, the Pista's got like Rossi's DNA running right through it, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Right from its inception.
Nice. Right, so moving on to 2019. So we're getting to the more the present stuff.
I'm on the winter tester here,
I'm on the Mugello.
so I'll go
You
first.
go first this time.
Going from the back.
You've done that the wrong way.
Have I done that the wrong way? I've done that the wrong way. Let's have a look this way.
Nice.
I didn't realise that was a winter test. I thought that was a seasonal.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So, Mugello 2019. And again, it just looks like a 4-year-old's done it.
Another interesting factor here. That is the first FIM one.
You're right, yeah. Yeah, it's when things changed.
Yeah. Is this a lower number again because it's winter test? No, it's higher number. Number 1 of 3,000. Right. So we're on to now
90.
2019,
Yeah.
and I've got
This is a limited edition.
a limited edition anniversary.
They're all limited edition,
Yeah.
but this is a
So I go for this.
anniversary one. What's your favourite? 2020 winter test. The melon. Oh, I call it the melon. It's less a melon. Again, pretty cool graphic. You notice the colour of the blue's changing more to the Patronus kind of colours.
Love that deep purple.
Maybe just light into it.
When this came out, did these sell quite well then? Were people quite keen on the old original?
Yeah, a lot of interest on it.
Yeah.
A lot of interest on it. Because some people like yourself have the original one.
Yeah. So explain why these are different to that.
These are graphics that never got produced on any other helmet. So these are a limited run. I believe there's going to be 4 or 5 in total.
Okay.
And these, like I say, never made it onto a replica, either on a Pista or a GP Tech or Titech even earlier than that. And even sort of the Q3s and stuff, these never done. And they were a bit special to Rossi, but they were just never done. But this is the winter test 2025. And yours was the Laguna Seca. And do you remember when they did the iconic race at Laguna in the original Yamaha colours? And that was the helmet that kind of matched it. So it never got produced as a replica up until now. I know someone that's got an original one of these, Rossi's actual helmet, painted, and it's one of these. So you can imagine what that's worth.
Now this is the one I think, as far as I know, was the Starline design.
Right, yeah.
Was the
very,
title.
very possible. So this one came with the black visor.
These are
The special-
loaded with stuff. aren't
Special box, special bag.
they? Yeah.
I believe there's a certificate here as well. A personal letter, well not personally named, but a
But
letter
with the
from Valley, which
Yeah.
is part of it. That's still sealed, never been opened.
it's got the same here,
Just move this out of the way.
limited edition.
So that one you've got in your hand now, Phil, we've still got these in the shop.
Okay. So these are available
They are,
if you went looking for them.
Limited runs. Again, available worldwide, so that number is a worldwide.
Is a worldwide.
It's Starline.
Yeah, there you go. Starline designs.
It's what a cool helmet. I wasn't sure on it. This is the first time I've actually seen one in the flesh, other than Rossi's actual one.
The real.
To be honest with you, that's pretty cool. 2005. Yeah, again, this is something special with these because they're 2005 edition helmets.
On a
Won the championship
on an
in 2005.
FIM homologated shell.
Yeah, Laguna Seca 2005. They only made 2005 of these, and this is number 1 of 2000.
Yeah, like I was saying before, the lids like this you don't normally even get to see close up because they are locked away in the cabinet, aren't they?
So again, was that Starline design?
So yeah, this
Same
is
era?
number 1 of 2005. This is Starline, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Mega. Well, that was a trip. Bit of a trip down memory lane,
Certainly was.
and we got to see these beautiful helmets, and the fact that the numbers they are is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
And most of what we've just looked at there, there's number 46 of as well.
Yeah, this is 2.
Which is just crazy to think there's that many helmets in such unique numbers.
Yeah.
So, what a day yesterday was.
Interesting, wasn't it?
Very interesting. And very, very fortunate because we were going to do this after kind of like a wrap-up chat after we'd finished unboxing them at Moto Direct, but they were
late.
they were kicking us out by the time we were done.
Yeah, by the time we got them all
So
put away.
we were fortunate enough for them to they're letting us borrow a few basically. So at the shop for a little while. So we selected obviously a few of our favourites.
As you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have these on display in the shop for, well, they've said 4 weeks for now.
Yeah.
And we had a bit of a discussion of what the plan is with them, because obviously they've not invited us down there to look at them for the sake
Just
of
for the fun of it.
So I think these are going to be available for sale.
Yeah.
Probably at the right money, the right offer.
Yeah. For the right person.
For the right person.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I must admit there's 2 I was kind of nearly got my wallet out for yesterday.
Caught your eye.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's one in particular that I think I probably am going to end up buying. I'm putting in the shop. Okay, I've never won.
Yeah.
So,
What they call a cabinet queen.
The cabinet queen.
Yeah. I think, Joe, we were having a chat before about, I think with these all being number 1s and there being number 46 is available as well, they're the kind of helmet where a collector who has got one of them but in a random number would potentially better his collection or her collection by selling and picking one of these up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, to have number one of these graphics is
special thing.
it is very special. I mean, they are about as special as they come.
Yeah, definitely. Did you have a favourite then? Was it one that you were kind of
100%.
100%. I think I know what it is.
Well,
I do know what it is. But
are we going to start? Whose favourite we're going to start with?
Yours.
Okay, so mine is the anniversary edition, and the reason for that, this was probably the only Pista that came out where I saw the graphic and went, I would have that.
Yeah.
Joe, because I mean, a lot of my background was custom painting helmets, and so generally I would be looking at a plain helmet.
Yeah.
But this graphic caught my eye, and the reason mainly for that was because when I was 16, riding to school on an AR-50, I had the Q3.
School? You get held back a year or something?
16? You were at school at 16?
I wasn't.
Were you not?
I don't think I was there at 15 either, to be honest.
I turned 16 in October, so I had nearly a full year of riding to school on a motorbike. What? Moped. But I did, right, I got my knee down on that bike in the bus lay-by, so that's my claim.
So you crashed into it?
Yeah, as I skidded off. But yeah, so this was the helmet I had, and I think we mentioned it earlier. Got it from Carnell's in the sale.
In fact,
years
the
back.
helmet's in this building.
Well, yeah, the helmet is in this building.
I think we should maybe put them
Should I go and
outside.
should I get it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Right, you hold that then, and I'll go and grab that. We're gonna have to get the Hoover out when I grab this. So. Are you ready for this?
Ah, it's faded, isn't it?
That's to some tune. So this was what I had in, what would it have been? 1999 was the last year I was in school. I left in 99.
Really?
High school, yeah. So I was wearing this from November 98.
They are very, very similar, aren't
They are so cool, yeah.
That's got more of like a transition line.
This was
the black and the yellow, where that was like more of a solid.
Yeah, and you can see that was a painted transition. So it was painted black and fluorescent yellow at the time. And then that decal was to create that transition. So there's a black decal that goes over that fades that off. But where they've done it kind of with dots on that. But yeah, out of all of them, that was the one that, because I still remember looking at it in catalogues and stuff going, oh. And this was, when this came out, there was a cheap version of that. That was all yellow or all black with the same decals.
You're right.
So I always felt like this was special because I had the proper one. Yeah. So that's, and that was, after I'd had that for a couple of years, that was replaced with an old Titec. So yeah, my early days of biking was all Rossi lids.
A Rossi fanboy, wasn't it?
Yeah, like early on, yeah, definitely. I suppose probably still now.
I think most people were secretly.
Yeah.
I think it's only since the Marquez era.
Yeah, because I mean, I think you just it was going to be Rossi or Biaggi, and no one really spotted Biaggi, did they?
I was a Max fan. In fact, well, still am. Well, so he's not racing anymore, but still am. In fairness, my wife was. Well, I'm not going to say it.
So what's your favourite?
Well, I've got multiple favourites.
This one because it comes with a bobble hat.
Yeah, well, I've already got the bobble hat. I got the bobble hat when they first came out, when they did the release of just the bobble hats.
Yeah.
And I got the bobble hat then. But I mean, it is a cool graphic. I really like this graphic. And again, I think it's because it's difficult when you're in a shop and you see it all the time. It's like having the same wallpaper all the time. So when they first come, you're like, oh, it's brilliant. And then you sit, then it's, you're probably looking at it for 2 or 3 years, really, that graphic. So in the end, you get to a point where you're like, I'm sick of seeing it now. You put it in a box, whatever, move it away. But for that one, I don't think a lot of them actually ended up in shops, sat on shelves. It was kind of like came, went. That was the first one.
Pre-ordered, sold out.
Yeah, pretty much. From what I can remember, I mean, 2010, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, memory's not like it used to be. But yeah, it was a helmet that I didn't really see in the shop. It kind of came and went. It was.
Is there a chance that this could be the only one that ever made it to the UK?
I don't think so. I do think there was some that kind of went, but again, it was a low number helmet, and there wasn't that many about. But this was the first winter test, so it wasn't really a big thing back.
Yeah.
There was one Valentino replica. There wasn't a Misano or Mugello or winter test. Then a special. So that one, and again, I think the GP Tech, cool shape. I've got the Simoncelli GP Tech as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of looked nice next to that. But
something that strikes me with this one and the other GP Techs, I mean, that tie tech of mine is looking really old. This looks like literally brand new, and it just shows that if it's worn, it ages.
Yeah, of course,
if it's sat in a box, shrink wrap still, it's literally like a time capsule. Yeah. It's just not changed at all.
Yeah. So that was in the running, but my favourite is the Wish. And again, I think this is because they were so hard to come by.
Right.
Everybody
They were selling out.
Yeah, they wanted it, and again, it's because of the iconic graphic on the top of it, and the monster. And it was just a cool looking lid, typical Rossi, big, brash, loud. But I say you just couldn't get them for love of the money.
So what was the quantities on that one?
This one says 3,000, but again, UK supply probably would have been less than 100.
Yeah.
So, and again, there's quite a few collectors out there that have been straight into it. But yeah, this would be the one I'd put my hand in my pocket for, I think. And maybe not just to have it sat on the shelf. It could be a bit of an investment. Like I say, it was the hardest one to get. And again, this is the one that didn't sit on a shelf for long. In fact, I don't think we had one unboxed in the shop. It was literally like they were pre-ordered as they came in. They were gone again. So again, it's one you kind of, when it came out of the box yesterday, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I've been asked for this. If I've had 100 phone calls for this
Have you got
helmet,
one?
I'd be underestimating the amount of phone calls we got. The amount of demand for this helmet was incredible.
You go online and there is some of these that you can pick up. They are on auction sites.
Yeah.
Some of them, well, most of them worn, or the odd one that's brand new in a shop, but in a random size of like XL or XS. Yeah. These are all kind of mediums, medium, large, number one, and untouched.
Yeah.
So the difference between these being like number one and untouched and everything versus something that's on an auction site that's an old stock in a random size, random number as well.
Yeah.
Or something that's been worn, they were world apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
And I think, like what you were saying about wearing it, if I had that, I wouldn't be track daying in it. But the fact that it's like a medium large, which would fit, and it would be there in a cabinet staring at me all the time, I think it would be worth putting on to just get a picture of me wearing it on the bike. If that's all it did.
Yeah.
Just to have that picture of me in it for one snap or something.
Would you physically go up and ride your bike in it?
100%, yeah. I think so.
Knowing this, well, I mean, discussing this yesterday, I mean, the potential...
Would I sell it? I don't think I would.
No,
because it's too priced.
Yeah.
So if I'm not going to sell it,
no.
As long as I'm... Yeah, I think I would not be like every weekend out on the bike in it, but I think it'd almost be like getting your best cutlery out at Christmas, innit?
Yeah. I don't know, for me, I think although you're not buying it to sell it, it's something to leave the kids. And you can just imagine on Antiques Roadshow in 50 years' time when you're dead and your kids are going, if your dad hadn't worn it, it'd be worth 3 times as much as it was now.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
For me, it'd be just too much to wear. When you've got a choice of helmets you could wear, just why would you put that on your head? Especially you've got more helmets than I have.
I know. Can't have enough helmets. So,
if you are interested in one, get in touch, give us a ring, and we can pass that information on to AGV, and they may part with them for the right person. I don't think it's a matter of sort of like it has to be this amount of money. They're not going to let them go cheap. They're not stupid.
No.
But at the same time, they are going to let it go. If someone's got a collection of something and that one particular is one that they didn't get, or they're prepared even to swap one out with us.
They're better being appreciated than wrapped up on a pallet in the corner of a warehouse.
100%. And that's what they don't want. They don't want them wasting.
Yeah. Out of all of them, we've got 1s and 46s. So, I mean, maybe it's something that if you leave a comment in the bottom underneath and say which you think is the one to have. Is it the ones or is it the 46s?
Yeah. And out of all of them, what's your favourite? Which one would you?
Yeah.
The one you'd go for if you could.
Let's see if anyone wants to come down and see these helmets then.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be cabinets. You're not going
to be picking up and trying them.
I felt really bad yesterday not having gloves on when we were kind of handling them.
Yeah.
And in fairness, the guys were fine about it. We give them a good clean. That's why it took us so long last night getting everything.
Oh, we've took utmost care with these, haven't we? Yeah. So.
I was saying for some of these, it's the first time we've seen daylight in 10 years. So.
Which was the one we nearly opened a box and realised that the box had never been opened?
It was the winter test.
In the 46.
Number 46. We opened the box.
We could see the beanie was still in through the little hole and realised that you could tell by how crisp it was.
Yeah, it never
had never been opened.
Never been touched.
Yeah, so we've left that as it was. Yeah.
We already had one out anyway, so it'd have been a duplicate.
Right, I guess that's a wrap. Let us know what you think of the video. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, I'm sure there's plenty. I mean, there's private collections out there. We could always go and meet people, have a look at what collections they've got.
If you've got a private collection,
then
you want us to come down and video it, then by sure, give us a shout.
Bikes, helmets, anything motorcycling. Till next time.
See you soon.
Thanks for watching our video. Please leave us a comment and let us know what you thought about it. If you click on the My Moto icon over here, you'll be able to subscribe to our channel. And if you click on the little bell that's down at the side of the video here, you'll get a notification every time we upload new videos.